Washington, in 2001, when surging budget surpluses fueled hopes of extinguishing the national debt, a pitched battle broke out over President George W. Bush's proposed $1.6 trillion tax cut. Never mind that the tax cut's 10-year tab was supposed to leave behind more than $3 trillion in surpluses, Democrats and some Republicans said that the tax cut was just too large. Fast forward to President Trump's Washington, where the budget deficit for this fiscal year is expected to near $700 billion and the federal debt is top $20 trillion. A new tax cut is emerging to rival those of the Bush years, and the deficit hawks have hardly peeped. It's a great talking point when you have an administration that's Democrat-led, said Representative Mark Walker, Republican of North Carolina and the chairman of the Republican Study Committee, a group of about 150 conservative House members. It's a little different now that Republicans have both houses in the administration. For years, Republican lawmakers lamented the soaring national debt, pressing for spending cuts and clinging to the mantle of fiscal responsibility. But last week, Senate Republicans hammered out a deal to allow for as much as $1.5 trillion in tax cuts, betting that supercharged growth will make up for lost revenue, a potentially dubious prospect. The tax plan outlined Wednesday by the White House and Republican leaders in the House and Senate could cost more than $2 trillion over the next decade, according to a preliminary estimate by the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. Continue reading the main story. The Trump White House. The historic moments, head-spinning developments and inside the White House intrigue. Roy Moore's win and Bob Corker's retirement deliver blows to bipartisanship. Sep 28. Trump misleads on who benefits from tax plan. Sep 27. Trump talks tough on China and Mexico, but trade actions hit Canada. Sep 27. Trump's inaugural committee to donate $3 million to hurricane relief. Sep 27. Trump tax plan benefits wealthy, including Trump. Sep 27. See more. Recent comments. Madi 4 minutes ago. That is because deficits do not matter. Or so claimed Dick Cheney Incorporated when speaking of what St. Ronnie supposedly proved. Santiago Oyeta 4 minutes ago. Guys, the rest of the world is looking at you in astonishment. Electing Donald Trump was already something. The inability of the Carl 4 minutes ago. As it says in the good book, to whom much is given, they deserve a tax break. See all comments, write a comment. Related coverage. Trump proposes the most sweeping tax overhaul in decades. Sep 27, 2017. Senate Republicans embrace plan for $1.5 trillion tax cut. Sep 19, 2017. Tom Price's spending habits catch Trump's attention. I'm not happy about it. Sep 27, 2017. In battle over tax cuts, it's Republicans versus economists. Sep 22, 2017. Advertisement. Continue reading the main story. This month, the majority of Republicans in the House and the Senate voted to raise the debt limit without doing anything to rein in spending. Republican lawmakers are pushing to increase military spending by tens of billions of dollars, topping even Mr. Trump's request for a beefed-up military. Democrats are sharing in the fiscal intemperance, lining up behind a Medicare for All proposal despite having no definitive plan for how to pay for universal, government-provided health coverage. And as Congress mulls large tax cuts, the tabs for Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Maria keep rising. When Mr. Bush took office and pushed for a big tax cut, the fiscal outlook was strong. The Congressional Budget Office in 2001 was projecting $5.6 trillion in budget surpluses over 10 years. Now, the Budget Office forecasts that deficits will total $10.1 trillion over the next decade. The deficit is expected to top $1 trillion a year in 2022 and keep growing from there. Federal debt held by the public is at the highest level since shortly after World War II, at 77% of the gross domestic product. I think the greatest threat to our nation is us, warned Senator Bob Corker, Republican of Tennessee and a member of the Senate Budget Committee. The way we handle our finances, we as a nation are the greatest threat to our nation. It's not ISIS. It's not North Korea. It's not ascendant China. It's not Russia. We are the greatest threat. But such voices are strangely quiet these days in Washington. Even Mr. Corker seems accommodating.